Alright guys, do some altcoins now. I've got Bitcoin Cash up first. Won't sort of dive into this one too long. Just quickly chart is really ugly. Got a nice horizontal level here. So this could be a magnet for the next level. I don't use it too often, but on my time frame, I've always got it there handy. Patterns, differences. So I want to point out the oversold regions. I've got one here, which is a top. Got one here. Top. Got one here. The top, although it's not really much of a move here on the lower time frames, it's just been overbought again region. But the thing is, this time is we've actually broken it and retested the EMAs. We've got pretty, to be honest, but it's been going up for quite a few weeks now. A bit risky going long level here. Jump down the lower time frames to see if there's anything, but pretty horrendous. But have been in a low region here down to bottom. A weekly break above this level here, 0.05. That would be pretty major. That would be epic. So one turns out. Alright, got the daily up now. Pretty good entry on this one here. We had a breakout on the daily level here, 0.033 region. Really strong resistance here on the low, on the daily. Broke that with momentum, so it's not really an entry there. That candle was just way too big. Entering here at this possibly a little flag around this region here. Had to just trade through resistance. So pretty tough entry on the daily, but that momentum there, wanted to see a pattern to go long. We did actually get an entry around this region. We closed it down because Bitcoin moved to the downside quite sharply. So I was just defensive on my altcoin positions. Closed that one down for a small profit. I think it might break even actually. But unfortunately, just ended up following through as soon as we closed it. Probably I think this was actually our first target here. Level here. A second target being actually looks pretty good to continue. Yes, a little bit overextended. May just flag or pull back here, but if it can hold above this level here on the daily for days, more upside. So pretty disappointing. I closed that trade, guys. As a trader, you do make mistakes. I'll consider this one a mistake. I'll close this one a little bit too early. Got too defensive on the trade. We limited downside, but we did jump down to the lower time frame. See if I can show you guys the entry again. Alright, just a quick look at the 1 hour. So here's our entry here. Beautiful trend here, which we broke. So we entered around this region here, I believe, and we closed here. So we closed once we looked like we were breaking back below that 1 hour 50 EMA, but we ended up rejecting it. I'd have to go back and look at my charts, but I believe somewhere around this region we closed. We ended up holding the 50 EMA support, and away it went. So missed that big long dildo just there. So sorry about that, guys. We missed that one. We closed down break even. That one took us. So from here, it's pretty ugly. That candle there is one's in here. That's not very clean. Top hunt there for more upside. Didn't play out, pulled straight back down. So that's a pretty ugly pattern. I don't really want to trade that. See how it pans out, but the high time frames, it's got some pretty strong momentum. So see how this one plays out. Because Ethereum's had such a strong run, Bitcoin dominance keeps falling to the downside. Ethereum gains a bit of traction. We could see money starting to flow down to things like Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Neo, some of the mid-range, mid-cap. Okay, Litecoin weekly. This one's really interesting too. Horizontal level here, quite strong. Rejection here, 2 rejections here, rejection here. Broke, retested as it's now we've broken back above, and also the weekly 20 EMA. So this 1 2 week block here is pretty important. If we can hold above this level, 0.007, could see more upside and a run similar to what Ethereum has just done. So out for this one, guys. This one could be quite a strong move. as you can see, when this does move to the upside, it goes for quite a good run. So dive into the lower time frame, see if there's anything developing there. But the weekly starting to look good. RSI is at the moment, but as you can see, compared to Bitcoin Cash, looked at, doesn't have clear tops each time it's overbought. So I don't really consider RSI as a very good indicator for Litecoin at the moment. I've got the daily up here. So what we've got here, we've got a bullish momentum coming in. We've broken above resistance now as support, so we're kind of stuck in between two resistance zones here, consolidating sideways, a little bit choppy. So we can hold above this lower level here just for a little while. After a strong run, price generally consolidates before having another run. Depending on your Elliott waves and where you are, I think we've still got more upside. And if we break above 0.0077, see quite a strong run. Horizontal level here isn't overly clean. It's not that good daily level, but it is valid. We've got a retest here. Little cluster here. It failed to break back above a long rejection here. So it is there. It's not very strong. It's not super clean, but it is a level here. If we can stay within this zone for a while, be looking to trade long, possibly even depending on the lower time frames, probably get in on the lower side of this test of the daily 50 MA even. So this here looks like it's 1 or 2 stages behind Ethereum. As you can see, I spoke on a previous video about Ethereum, how I missed the initial entry because it wasn't a deep pullback. This one was quite the same. That is break and retest. I totally didn't see that. Break and retest of the trend line and the 50 EMA and those pin bar candles. That's really, really good. We would have had pretty good upside to that resistance too. So there's one that was in line until just now. What we'll generally have, we'll have another run after consolidation. So got to be onto this one. We're going to be ready to go. For our chart up now, this resistance level here, pretty strong. Multiple rejections here, but we've broken through. So ideally, I'd like actual retest of this here. It would be an actual perfect entry. It would be terrific. So hopefully we just do a pretty ugly consolidation with no clear flag or pattern and just upside. Really want something nice and nice clean pullback. So level here. So keep an eye on that one, guys. At the moment, it's just sort of pretty choppy, pretty ugly. So nothing at the moment. Hopefully something nice. Got a double top here. Really. Keep an eye on this level. If this level breaks here, trading. And in fact, if we can find a nice pattern like this, break into the downside, possibly trade. We're trading against higher time frame momentum, so you just want to be in and out pretty quickly. But if we break to the upside, that could be our entry to take this one next leg higher. Alright, here it is, guys. So yeah, this is the level that would give us probably the best entry based on the higher time frames. The lower time frames, we've got something to trade too, but we've just got to be patient. So we've got a nice triple top there. We've got a nice valid trend line too. So these two levels we can possibly trade in or out of. So hope it does break to the upside. The high time frames look really good. So this is what we'll watch for now. If we can break this level, jump in this one for a long, see how far we can ride it. We'll try and close our stop loss up around just under this horizontal level here, and then just let it run. We'll see how far we can take it. Look at horizontal levels for targets, possibly fib extensions. But Litecoin could happen in I say Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Hopefully get something nice out of it. Alright, EOS now. This one here, it's got a bit of traction, but we haven't got huge bullish momentum just yet. So this horizontal level here, I've got at 5345 sats and the weekly 50 MA. If we can break above that, we should really accelerate to the upside. So at the moment, nothing really clean on the lower time frames, but it looks like we're starting to come out of the consolidation zone. So this gives us a trade pretty quick, pretty early. Close above here on the just to wait and see on the weekly, but lower time frames might give us an down and have. Alright, let's have a look. So this is what we're looking at here. We've got pretty good horizontal support and resistance here. Once we broke out of this level, that was too much of a breakout to actually go long there. And we also rejected the the 200 EMA. So we did actually come back and get a tiny little rejection here, and that wick closed pretty high. So entering there, not a very good level for a stop loss. You've got too much downside to get a safe stop in there. What we want to see now is this run is a little bit overextended now. We want to get a nice fib pullback around the 0.38 or 0.5, nice proper rejection of the EMAs, and then we can look to trade to the next level. So this here I wouldn't consider a break and retest and a mistrade, only because your stop loss would have been in a pretty poor position. Would have been pretty deep, seen pretty low risk reward, because then you're actually having to trade through the EMA again as well. But this time we have actually broken it. We want to retest it now as support, previous resistance, now support, and then we can look to go long. So here might give us well, so Bitcoin EOS. Alright, I've got the 4 hour up now, so there's no longs on this. This is overextended now. Got a trend line here that's pretty clean. It's also running nicely with the 50 EMA. So break and retest here. We can actually trade back down to around this zone, this level here. This is the horizontal level I was talking about on the daily. Just get a nice retest. This, look for the next leg up. So that's it there. Pretty nice clean level there. Bigger break and retest there. It actually looks better on the 4 hour. So that's actually probably a little bit better entry, but just had the 200 EMA on the daily to contend with. So risk reward probably a little bit low. Needed stop loss quite a long way down, but it'll be break and retest, holding above the higher time frame EMAs, 50 weekly 50 and the daily 200, which is good. So now wait and see, possibly even get a sneaky little day trade to the downside, just a quick in and out. Alright, I've got Ripple weekly up now, so there's not really too much to see on Ripple BTs at the moment. Weekly 200 EMA this week's here, checked it, but yeah, it looks like a bottom that's forming. So I may come very, very soon, break above this weekly 200. Yeah, could give us a trigger to our next here. This horizontal level here could really, really good. So when Ripple definitely on high time frames and a nice clean. Yeah, and you know what? Aggressive and look for more upside based on a weekly bottom. This could be pulled back just this region here. EMA horizontal trend line, and here could be how long to get us started. So going to look pretty closely in this one. I'll dig a bit deeper in the charts, but these are pretty wicks here rejecting this level. So get a nice wick here as well. Alright, here's the 4 hour here, and this also looks pretty entry around this region here, quite good. That's pretty good horizontal. A little bit deeper. This is a little shallow, but we did have a wick here. Bit of the hunt, a real retest of this. So, Ripple, you can get caught on the wrong side of the trade because it wicks a lot. So do want a decent retest on this one. We go a little bit lower leverage initially because we're getting early into the run if it does run for us. And once we get some pullbacks or pull flags or pennants, we tail in and increase the leverage as we go. But Ripple's run before flow down effect. This is probably one of the top 3 and it hasn't run yet. So looking for Ripple to outperform the rest. Alright, here's the 1 hour chart here, guys. Due to the high times, in fact, all time starting to turn bullish and look pretty good. What we'll do here, we'll look at this here, which would be great. This is enter and line rejections here, and then we'll get a nice bullish engulfing, breaking this level. We're going to get in. May just have to go lower leverage, as I just mentioned. Get a nice safe stop to prevent any of these rubbish carry on. So be wary of this. The other thing I want to point out is Ripple USD perps have just come out next. So what I noticed when that happened with compared to the USD pair. So careful if we do enter the BTC pair. So also possibly it's get a double. Right, ADA weekly chart up now. This one too, so broken the week 20, break and retest. That's got huge as well. So this is what I'm talking about when Bitcoin and Ethereum finish their run. Money may flow down to the next tier of market cap coin. ADA is looking at the moment broken out of congestion and consolidation zone. Here is high up on the right 88 daily now, and this looks really nice horizontal level here. Broken it back around here, which is good. Prayer is lined up with this. Here we got to pull back down to 0.38, and the daily 50 EMA, that would be an entry. So definitely keep an eye on this. Don't pull back all the way. Expecting that EMAs in back, but with attention to see some positive targets. I do prefer horizontal most, so target would be 860 stats here. So that's pretty good. But the thing we need to be cautious about with a pullback is we pull back to this level here for entry, then have highs here and but based on the weekly, daily breakout from station, break that long running trade. Fortunately, we can only get 3 months futures on it, so they're left. So enter second quarter entry on the lower time frame. Be around this region, so get to 800 sats or 850 sats, 50% move. We're likely to get 10x leverage on that, so a big move. So keep an eye on that one, guys. This one hasn't run yet. This one time to do so. Ready? Right, here's the 4 hour. Won't show the 1 hour. It's pretty obvious. Identical to the 4 hours. Not too much to notice, but just notice this beautiful MACD divergence. High highs, higher lows. Got lower lows. MACD. So go for a pullback here. Nice if we tested. It'd be nice to get a deeper pullback on the higher time frames. This region here, this will looking to enter along. So possible rising wedge. We want to break and retest to trade back to the downside, and then we've also got this trend line to contend with, and this EMA will probably move up a little bit higher as well. So you've got a lot of support that you have to trade through to get to this level. So I'm not likely to take a short on this one. Likely just to wait until we get price point around about the mid 500 sats region. That'd be perfect and ideal for ADA. Right, last one. Tron now. This one's a little bit tricky to find a bottom because we've no previous here. We have certainly changed trends on the weekly as our first high low. This week here is going to be an finish, but I think we will close above the weekly 20 EMA. So entering around this region to the weekly 50 EMA is pretty good. Also a pretty good horizontal. See some upside in Tron as well. Right, daily now. We've hit some pretty good resistance actually. 229, 230 sat area. So support, break, test, retest. Like we're going to reject this level here possibly. We have broken above the daily 50 EMA. We have broken and retested 182 sats. So around this region actually we probably would have been a solid entry in the lot. So on this time, it's been a good swing trade anyway. My time frames. So from now, I want to pull back and get some momentum and juice to push through this next resistance level. If it does do that, I think that's when we're off. Good risk up to about here. So I actually think the alt season is going to be extended for a little bit. Hopefully we can see some decent volume come in. A lot of the alt pairs on Binance will be much more in putting some of those trades on the auto trader and trades as well. I know a lot are taken off. Thinking, what trading? Why haven't we got in? I just find with low volume, if they do spike, they come back down just as quick. I'm not on the charts, or I'm not tracking that pair really closely. Break even, or that's that one on the 1 ounce pairs. But from now, I'll be much closer attention. Yeah, so here's our region here, around 200 sats that we want to enter. Nice round psychological number as well. So multiple rejections of this level break. Not really, that's pretty ugly. It did close below quite a few times, but we can retest the level around here. This will be pretty good. That'll confirm support. Where we can go, we can look for the run on the higher time frame. So Tron's looking not too shabby either. I think that's about it, guys. I don't think I'll dive into the 1 hour chart because lower sat coins are usually pretty choppy on the lower time frames. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the analysis. Well, since I did one, I was there for about a week, and then the trouble with my audio the last couple of days. So back on track now. Tweak up this audio so we're looking nice and fresh, looking good. More charts out to you pretty soon.